Assalamu alaikum. Surah 12 of the Holy Quran, Yusuf. Verses 1 to 44. I seek refuge in Allah from the devil the accursed. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif Lam Ra. These are the verses of the first book. Indeed, we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran that you might understand. We relate to you, O Muhammad, the best of stories in what we have revealed to you of this Quran, although you were before it among the unaware. Of these stories mentioned, when Joseph said to his father, O my father, indeed I have seen in a dream 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating me. He said, O my son, do not relate your vision to your brothers, or they will contrive against you a plan. Indeed, Satan to man is a manifest enemy. And thus will your Lord choose you and teach you the interpretation of narratives, events, or dreams, and complete his favor upon you and upon the family of Jacob, as he completed it upon your fathers before, Abraham and Isaac. Indeed, your Lord is knowing and wise. Certainly, were there in Joseph and his brothers signs for those who ask each other. For those who ask, such as, forgive me. When they said, Joseph and his brother are more beloved to our father than we, while we are a clan. Indeed, our father is in clear error. Kill Joseph, or cast him out to another land. The countenance, attention of your father will then be only for you, and you will be after that a righteous people. Said a speaker among them, do not kill Joseph, but throw him into the bottom of the well. Some travelers will pick him up if you would do something. They said, O our father, why do you not entrust us with Joseph, while indeed we are to him sincere counselors? Send him with us tomorrow that he may eat well and play, and indeed we will be his guardians. Jacob said, indeed, it saddens me that you should take him, and I fear that a wolf would eat him while you are of him unaware. They said, if a wolf should eat him while we are a strong clan, indeed we would then be losers. So when they took him out and agreed to put him into the bottom of the well, but we inspired to him, you will surely inform them someday about this affair of theirs, while they do not perceive your identity. And they came to their father at night weeping. They said, O our father, indeed we were racing each other, and left Joseph with our possessions, and a wolf ate him. But you would not believe us, even if we were truthful. And they brought upon his shirt false blood. Jacob said, rather, your souls have enticed you to something, so patience is most fitting, and Allah is the one sought for help against that which you describe. And there came a company of travelers. Then they sent their water drawer, and he let down his bucket. He said, good news, here is a boy. And they concealed him, taking him as merchandise, and Allah was knowing of what they did. And they sold him for a reduced price, a few dirhams, and they were concerning him of those content with little. And the one from Egypt who bought him said to his wife, make his residence comfortable. Perhaps he will benefit us, or we will adopt him as a son. And thus we established Joseph in the land, that we might teach him the interpretation of events, dreams. And Allah is predominant over his affairs, but most of the people do not know. And when he, Joseph, reached maturity. We gave him judgment and knowledge, and thus we reward the doers of good. And she, in whose house he was, sought to seduce him. She closed the doors and said, Come you. He said, I seek the refuge of Allah. Indeed, He is my master. And indeed, He is my master, who has made good my residence. Indeed, wrongdoers will not succeed. And she certainly determined to seduce him. And he would have inclined to her had he not seen the proof signs of his Lord. And thus it was that we should avert from him evil and immorality. Indeed, he was of our chosen servants. And they both raced to the door, and she tore his shirt from the back. And they found her husband at the door. She said, What is the recompense of one who intended evil for your wife? But that he be imprisoned or a painful punishment? Joseph said, It was she who sought to seduce me. And a witness from her family testified, If his shirt is torn from the front, then she has told the truth, and he is of the liars. But if his shirt is torn from the back, then she has lied, and he is of the truth. So when he, her husband, saw his shirt torn from the back, he said, Indeed, it is of your plan. Indeed, your plan is great. It's feminine. Joseph ignored this. And my wife asked forgiveness for your sin. Indeed, you are of the sinful. And the women in the city said, The wife of Al-Aziz is seeking to seduce her slave boy. He has impassioned her with love. Indeed, we see her to be in clear error. So when she heard of their scheming, she sent for them and prepared for them a banquet and gave each one of them a knife and said, Joseph, come out before them. And when they saw him, they greatly admired him and cut their hands and said, Perfect is Allah. This is not a man. This is none but a noble angel. She said, That is the one about whom you blame me. And I certainly sought to seduce him. But he firmly refused. And if he will not do what I order him, he will surely be imprisoned and will be of the debased. He said, My Lord, prison is more to my liking than that to which they invite me. And if you do not avert from me their plan, I might incline toward them and thus be of the ignorant. So his Lord responded to him and averted from him their plan. Indeed, he is the hearing and knowing. Then it appeared to them that they, after they had seen the signs, that he, Al-Aziz, had surely imprisoned him for a time. And there entered the prison with them 2 young men. One of them said, Indeed, I have seen myself in a dream, crushing grapes for wine. The other said, Indeed, I have seen myself carrying upon my head some bread, from which the birds were eating. Inform us of its interpretation. Indeed, we seem you to be of those who do good. He said, You will not receive food that is provided to you, except that I will inform you of its interpretation before it comes to you. That is from what my Lord has taught me. Indeed, I have left the religion of the people who do not believe in Allah, and they in the hereafter are disbelievers. And I have followed the religion of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it was not for us to associate anything with Allah. That is from the favor of Allah upon us and upon the people. But most of the people are not grateful. O my 2 companions of prison, are separate lords better, or Allah, the one, the prevailing? You worship not beside him except mere names you have named him, you and your fathers, for which Allah has sent down no evidence. Legislation is not but for Allah. He has commanded that you worship not except him. That is the correct religion, but most of the people do not know. O 2 companions of prison, as for one of you, He will give drink to his master of wine, but as for the other, he will be crucified, and the birds will eat from his head. The matter hath been decreed about which you both inquire. And he said to the one whom he knew would go free, mention me before your master. But Satan made him forget the mention to his master, and he, Joseph, remained in prison several years. And subsequently the king said, indeed, I have seen in a dream 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 that were lean, and 7 green spiced grain, and others that were dry. O eminent ones, explain to me my vision, if you should interpret vision. They said, it is but a mixture of false dreams, and we are not learned in the interpretation of dreams. Peace and blessings be upon the prophets and messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all praise is due to Allah. Allahu Akbar. Allah, Allah, quwwata illa billah, la ilaha illallah.